All right. Welcome to the show, guys. SML Podcast Episode 5 with none other than Project Storm and my good brother, Stadia Dosage, a.k.a. MM2K, a.k.a. you already know who he is. All right. What's going on, MM2K?
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I like that. I like that beat, bro. It got me hyped. You know what I'm saying? We ready to do this, man. This is going to be a fantastic show. Thank you, co-host, for having me on.
All right. Now check. Okay, go ahead. Because hey, man, I'm ready. I'm like a Rari, man. I'm ready to go, man. So go ahead and get your line out right now. You know how we do.
I know that you've been wanting to replace me, good co-host, and I'm glad you have it this time. I've survived another week, y'all. But this is going to be a fantastic show, Storm.
Hey, it really is, man. It should be one that's fun and filled with content. You know what I'm saying? Filled with news and updates for all of you. So can y'all do us a favor? Early birds in the house, could you please let us know if you could hear everything that we're saying right now? If you could hear me and M2K, let us know, man. See, now I can't even get his name right because I got a story to tell y'all. You know, every now and then I give him credit when it's due for calling me the right name. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to go into that story. But before I do, MM2K, I need your help, man, because
Yes,
Discord right now is giving me that little bloop. The messages, you know what I'm saying? I noticed that one of our other shows that the messages popped in the whole time, the notifications, and I don't like the way that sounds. So is there any way to mute that?
You can go to, let me see here. If you go to your Discord, now is it mine or yours?
No, I think it might be mine, bro. I don't know, but either way, if it happens, early birds, get us right, y'all. If you can hear those little notifications or whatever, let us know because we don't want that to go on the whole show.
Yeah.
Speaking of the early birds, it's only right that we call you all out. As you all can see, it might update in a few minutes. It might update on the next show, but all of the early birds right now are people that we know. So if you were not a moderator, you are right now. You know what I'm saying? Early birds get special privileges like that. If I know you, if you're a content creator, if you've been rocking with us for a long time, we're going to highlight the early birds each and every Saturday. See, MM2K doesn't know about this, y'all. He doesn't know, but it's all right, though, because he's on the hot seat anyway. I got this brother by the name of, you know what I'm saying, brother by the name of Ralph that's very close to taking this throne, man. So with that being said, man, early birds, we appreciate we appreciate each and every one of y'all. That's G Millie, man, G Million. Drop a link to the channel at any point during the show. Let people know that you are a content creator. Stadia Universe, same thing, man. Drop that link, bro. Christopher Torres. If you want to do it, drop your link, man. All right. Now we got who else down here? Avery Krause. Drop your link, brother. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate each and every one of you. Ray Sherrod, same thing. If you are a moderator, drop that link. If Chris can help, Chris is the number one. This is just my opinion now. I can say what I want on my channel. You know what I'm saying? It's not my show. It's co-hosted, but Chris, man, you do a whole lot, man. I see the name, the catchphrase, Crizzy Bot, and all that, man. I just want people to know. Chris has been helping me in so many different occasions, man, as well as other people like Rick Tone. And just about everybody else, man. Rev, here's Rev. Hold on. How's Rev? See, how's this cat not a moderator? My brother. Yo, how I just added you as a mod, Rev. Drop your link, man. So anyway, we have a show for you all today. And I don't even know. Look, the notes. You hear these notes right here? MM2K, man, you know how we do it, man. We take the notes. We spend 2 hours before the show. Sometimes we get together on the Friday night and talk about things, man, that we ideas for the shows and everything. But, man, I'm throwing them out the window. You know what I'm saying? We don't need the notes.
Man, what you doing, Storm? What's going on here,
hey,
brother?
bro, first of all, there's so much going on, man. But can you first start the show off with the message for the people that's new to the podcast and how we do the rotation and everything? And then could you ever so nicely, man, go into the Yappa and live calls and all that good stuff?
So I'm sorry, I missed the first part. You went out for me on.
I went out. Oh, the Windows. Oh, the
Uh,
Windows 10. Yeah, the Windows 10 gets me every now and then. But I was asking you if you could tell the people who may be new to the show, how the rotating podcasts work, and also PNTS, if you could touch on that, and the Yappa, the live calls, and all of those good things that we do.
Absolutely. So this is a show that is co-hosted by Storm and myself. That's why it's called SML Live, Storm and Most Live. And what we do is we rotate the show every week. So this week is going to be on Storm's channel. Next week is going to be on my channel. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. So we will go back and forth. So you got to be, to get the full experience, you want to be subscribed to both channels so you don't miss an episode. I get it all the time, Storm. People say, yo, I can't believe I missed it. You got to subscribe to both channels to get the full breadth of what we're doing here. We take live phone calls, live on air. We take what we call Yappa comments, live on air. Now, what Yappa comments are if you go to pntsnetwork.com, scroll down, you'll see this little symbol and this little part that says Yappa. You can leave a recorded audio and or video message for us, and we'll play it live on air. Okay, so if you want to participate in that way, that's great. Also, though, for those that are a little bit shyer or don't want to give out their government as far as their voice and stuff like that, we got you covered too. Become part of the PNTS Network Patreon. All right, and in our Stadia section, leave a comment there. We read those live on air. Okay, so this show is all about y'all, and that's why we do it that way. But definitely, you got to be connected to both the show here on this channel and on my channel to get the full episode. I mean, to get the full dosage of what we're providing.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. As you can see, we didn't waste time jumping into today's game. Today's game, y'all, that's Doom. That's not Doom Eternal you're looking at right now. That is Doom 2016. A game that's just so great on Stadia, y'all. It runs at buttery 4K, like up to 4K, 60 FPS, man. MM2K, I haven't done my homework. This might be native 4K, bro. It looks so good. It feels like PC-esque, man. It feels real PC-like. And
absolutely,
it's one of those games that, we were waiting for a long time. People kept asking, where's Doom? Where's Doom 2016, man? Where's Doom? Where's Doom? And now it's here. The game is, I think, priced at $20, but it's a game that I would have paid $40 to $60 for easily when it comes to performance and experience that you get on Stadia. Now, with that being said, man, we're going to move right into the first real topic. All right. And that is, what have you been playing, my brother?
Man, I've been playing. You know what? Well, I've been, let me get the usuals out of the way. I've been playing some Division. You guys know I love the Division. I stream that every week on twitch.tv/MightyMost2000. Shameless plug. So check me out Monday through Friday, or Tuesday through Friday, rather, streaming there. I've also played a lot of PGA 2K21. That's like my gaming, feel me good. You know what I'm saying? I play it everywhere, on the phone, chilling out, whatever. I love that game. But there's a little game that this guy, y'all might know him. His name is Project Storm. It's a little game called Risk of Rain 2. The project hit me up and said, hey, yo, Moss, you slacking. You talking about all these daggone games. You ain't playing no games. Man, get on this Risk of Rain 2. And I felt threatened, and I had no other choice. But I'm telling you, me and Storm, we killed it on that Risk of Rain 2. Hey, Storm, I don't know what you think, but that, in my opinion, that Risk of Rain 2 is fire, brother. It's fire. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Hey, it's absolutely a solid 9, y'all. And I'll give it a 9 right now. And I haven't gotten more than like maybe 4 hours of gameplay, man. It's one of those games where I didn't mind dying over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. The game, I didn't have high expectations for it. I saw the trailer just like everybody else. When the game dropped, I was like, word is here? I looked at the price, The price was right. I jumped on it, and man, I was blown away. I'm talking about like completely blown away, taken by surprise. Because I'm a gamer that likes a certain amount of challenge. I like great performance, like solid FPS and graphics and things like that. A lot of things going on the screen at one time. And Risk of Rain 2 does all those things and more, bro. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, the game is good for anybody on the fence. I know Bibbidi Bop was thinking about copying it at one point. To people like Bibbidi Bop, I say go out there and get it. You can link up and play with friends and everything, man. It's just a no-brainer. So Risk of Rain 2, big ups, man. It's dope.
Absolutely.
Now I've been playing. Did you finish up with everything you've been playing? Because I know you've been. I hope you've been swinging.
That was it. That was it. Hey,
Okay.
look, I was slacking, Stormy. You had to call me and threaten me, and I got the Risk of Rain 2 in. But no, that's it for me, good brother.
All
That's
right.
it.
So you mentioned PGA, right? Because I had to answer the phone. My son called me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I will say that, again, every week I'm all over the place, man. Multiple platforms. Stadia is getting the brunt of that gameplay time for all the right reasons, though. So I've been playing the new October games, which we'll get into in a little bit. Over on Xbox, I've been checking out a little bit of Doom Eternal, y'all. Just dropped on Game Pass. I will say that much for all you versatile gamers, eclectic gamers like myself. It just dropped on Game Pass. Excellent title.
Yep.
I will say this, though.
Sure.
I will say this. Remember the shenanigans from back when, a few months ago, when we had to deal with the Doom Eternals lagging on Stadia and there's latency and all that stuff, and we had to go and get the microscope and contact people and because we were confused at how well Doom Eternal was running. So I got on Xbox, and it runs crispy, 60 FPS, but it has the same type of just controller lining your reticle up with enemies that was on Stadia. So it just made me think, as a person that plays Xbox and Stadia, so I would know, because I play this thing religiously. I've beaten Doom Eternal on Stadia, a cloud streaming platform, y'all. A game like Doom Eternal that's being shown for the latest as far as like the aiming and precision and all that stuff goes. And I know the game has been updated. MM2K it received a couple updates, so that might have something to do with it. And maybe people were having issues with a little bit of latency in the beginning before those patches came out. But I've always enjoyed the game, and I saw people like Megatron X and 64 LXIV here on YouTube, the brother. So many people playing it. So many people playing Doom Eternal and not really having those problems, and they were playing on higher difficulties than me, some of them. So I just wanted to throw that out there, man, since we are talking about these games that we've been playing. But I've also played some Madden, y'all. They seem to have fixed the white screen bug that was plaguing Madden on yeah, man, it was a series. I made a video, it's on my channel, man, called something like the white screen Madden 21 bug or something like that. There was this, it seemed like an HDR bug that it turned the entire screen white. I'm talking about where you couldn't see anything, but you could barely make out the helmets of the players that was on the field. So I stopped playing. Now I made it to the top 100, like I said I was going to do, like I do every year. I made it to like
Can you explain
93.
that real quick, Storm? Just for those that don't understand what that means, can you explain that? Because that's major.
Being in the top 100 on Madden is kind of like winning the Stanley Cup, the you know what I'm saying, the Lombardi Trophy.
Exactly.
I mean, you're among the elite Madden players in the world when you make it to the top 100. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about not EA Play, not that phase of early top 100 where you could jump on before everybody else and then you're automatically ranked in the top 100. No, I'm talking about, I like to do it where I have over 100 games played. And then I take a screenshot of myself being in the top 100, man. That is a grueling, fun, most rewarding challenge. It's like the ultimate game of chess, y'all. I mean, football is already dope. American football is already dope. But when you get it in the form of Madden, and Madden's supposed to be coming to Stadia MM2K. Now, if I'm in the top 100 on Xbox, I challenge all of you trying to take your boy out, keep me out of that top 100 on Stadia when it drops. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people are anticipating that. Are you anticipating Madden whenever it comes?
You know, I know the latest version is getting a lot of flack, but see, here's the beauty of the technology of Stadia. You said it before, Storm, so I'm robbing you of this. Stadia introduces you to game experiences that you probably weren't interested in because it heightens that experience so much. So I'm looking forward to anything that comes on Stadia, especially man, just the convenience and the easy use. Can you imagine on the go? Boom, pop out the phone. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm excited for these EA games coming. So yeah, hell yeah, I am.
Yeah, man. As you see, we're talking, and I'm still making people mods, man. Because I'm telling you right now, one thing I like to do is show love. is like, man, Storm, man, you got a good heart, man. Yeah, I appreciate what you do. You inspire me and all this stuff, man. You're my shrink and all that, man. I'm like, all right, that's cool and everything. That's cute. But man, look, it's about these people out here like us who are gamers, man, who devote their time, a lot of their free time when they can get it, man. And it's their outlet, MM2K. So I get passionate about that. Chase talks about the passion project. He talks about it, man. Shout out to Chase, man. We were just over on Stadia Talk hanging out with him. He talked about a passion project. Now, you know the name project is in there, so I'm automatically going to be biased to that phrase. You know what I'm saying? But, man, I know what he means because that's exactly what it is, man. I'm super passionate about this game. We're super passionate about bringing you all the content and the information that we provide. It might not always sound like the next man or the next woman's information that they like to share. And that's cool because it's cool to be unique and original. You know what I mean? So with that being said, MM, what's your thoughts on the direction of everything? No problem. The direction of everything and where it's heading as far as community and all of this stuff, man.
Well, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. And we talked about this big time on TSI last night, bro. Well, hold on. Do we want to do this first and foremost? Storm, you let me know. We making these phone lines. Are we going out there because you threatened me?
Wait a minute. Let me get into that. Close the door, son. My son is right here, man. Yeah, all right. Yeah, close the door. All right. So what we're gonna do is, I think because of the early birds, man. See, the early birds opened the floodgates up for everybody today to have fun, man. So I think we might get into the live phone calls a little bit earlier than we've ever done. So at the 1 hour mark, MM, if you can remind me at 1 o'clock, man, let's try to open the phone lines up because sometimes people have things to say, but they're forced to listen to us because we have so many things to say. Let's try to open it up early. What's your thoughts on that one, man? 1 o'clock.
Or dare I say, and again, I know my job is on the line, Storm, so you let me know if I'm going too far. But dare I say, after me and you give our initial thoughts on this topic, let's just open the phone lines up because we know.
Okay, we could do that.
Yeah, we know people. Now, hopefully we don't take 40 minutes.
That's the thing.
We're passionate about this. So hopefully we don't take 40 minutes. But in case that we don't, we're going, as soon as we give our initial thoughts on this, we're going to open the phone lines up. So, but thank you for giving me an opportunity again.
No problem, man. Job. It's all about the people that shows up, man. It's all about the early birds that was here before the show. If you want to be considered an early bird, all you got to do is just show up right around the time frame, 5 to 10 minutes before the show. Drop a like, you know what I mean? Leave a comment. Let us know you're in the building. Like, I'm in here. What's good? What up? Anything. Yo, drop something in the chat, even if you can't stay. You know what I'm saying? So you might be able to be an early bird, y'all. Early birds come with special perks, and we'll get into those perks a little bit later on. See, I like to throw MM for a loop. He has no idea what the early birds is about. You know what I'm saying? He has no idea. I just hit him every week with something new, man. And he handles it very well. I can't lie.
I guess that's the least, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I got to take it because, like you said, I'm always butchering the name. My job is on the line. Hashtag job is on the line, but I'm trying to keep it.
All right, man. So, keep on doing good. Keep on doing good, man.
He said, don't mess up my name. You'll have it.
Because he called me Dirk Griggity, y'all. I just want to let y'all know, man. I was going to save it for a little bit later. He called me Dirk Griggity, man. Shout out to Dirk, man. He was doing good. He hadn't called me Ray and Chris and 6'4" and Bibbity and Chariot. He hadn't done it in a while, man. And Red, but he called me Dirt, man. And I said, you know what, man? You know, it's all good, brother. It's all good. Shout out to the homie Dirt, man.
So I just dropped it. I just dropped a bunch of information. I just spammed y'all with a bunch of information. If you want to call in at the hour mark, phone lines aren't open yet, y'all. But if you want to call in at the hour mark, at the 1 p.m. mark, or when we let you know that the phone lines are open, I'll leave something in the chat. It's 724-739-3612. If you want to leave a yapper, you can leave a yapper right now, y'all. Just go to pntsnetwork.com/pound PNTS main yapper. And in order to leave a comment to be exclusively read, you got to join the Stadia War Room. That's the link to the PNTS Network Patreon and join the Stadia War Room. All right, so let me get my thoughts, Storm, on this whole shebang, okay? And tweet this out, everybody. Let everybody know that we're live. We appreciate y'all being here because this is going to be a lively discussion, to say the least. But here's the thing. There is an issue in the community, Storm.
Okay.
But I think the scope of the issue is the problem.
All right, hold on, wait. Before you get deep into it, I must say, if I'd be wrong not to highlight the brother. Shake Capo in the building, y'all. Wow, he says, wow, I'd kick him off the show for that. Blasphemous. And you're absolutely right, Shake Capo. I don't know what we're going to do with him, man. I don't know, man. All right, but go ahead, though. That was important, bro. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
I might have to participate through yapping my damn self, right?
Yeah, but what's up with the community, man? Because I feel like we're always talking about something in the community, and it's a good thing because we're trying to provide clarity and a different lens, a different side of the story. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Absolutely. No. You hitting it right on the mark. So here's the thing, man. The thing is that the community, there is a rift in the community, and there are people that may have mounting issues, and they legitimately have issues because that's how they personally feel. I go by a mantra that we say on Triple B all the time. You're never wrong for your opinion. If you feel a certain way, that's the way that you feel. It's not wrong.
Right.
The problem with the opinion does go into the wrong places where you try to morph the opinion into fact. Okay. And we're seeing a lot of people we're seeing a sector of the community that have legitimate beefs and griefs for things, but they're trying to say, look, these issues are undoubtedly going to wreck Stadia. And the problem is the data for Stadia doesn't track that. The majority of gamers that are coming aboard, the new dynamic, I'm going to call it the new dynamic, we're going to talk about that, doesn't look that way. It talks to the opposite of that. And then you got people that are founders as well that don't feel that way. So when we talk holistically that this is definitely going to wreck Stadia, when everything that is in reality based upon Stadia, not anywhere else, not tracking with this entity, that entity, when we look solely at Stadia and its growth, when the growth and everything, the new dynamic of the community is looked at and exposed, then that rhetoric about this is definitely going to wreck Stadia doesn't seem to jive. And because it doesn't seem to jive, people go after it. And as people are going after it and they're saying, look, this don't jive, we're shaking it down or whatever, then the people that feel like that they have legitimate beefs, they're saying, well, you know what, we're being discounted, we're being, we're not being appreciated. And that's not the case always. There are cases of that. I'm not talking about the cases where people's like, shut your ass up. I'm not talking about that.
Right.
I'm talking about the cases, Storm, where people are like, no, what is you talking about, bro? Da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not shutting people up. It's just trying to put a holistic view on something that you're saying that might not jive. You know what I mean? And I think the community has to get better, has to better categorize who's having a problem with what. So if it's okay, Storm, I want to just talk briefly,
man,
about.
Hey, you got the mic, bro. I'm watching this Doom content. I'm listening to you, bro. This is dope. I'm looking at the chat, man. Everything is good. Life is good. Go ahead, bro. Take as long as you need.
So here's the problem. The people that have issues with Stadia are founders primarily. And when I say founders, I mean people that were there at the beginning. Some people I consider them founders, even though they may not have had the founders pack. But people that were there, day one. Okay, look, Stadia is in two eras. Era number one is the 10.7 era. I'll get it. I'll say what I mean by that. And then stage two, which is the now, is this. I'm gonna call it the 6.4 era. Giving shout outs to my good brother 6.4 because
right.
he was telling us the math from from day one, from the 10.7 era Storm, but we didn't want to listen to him, me included.
Yeah.
And then when he boom bopped us with the reality, it is what it is. But we still got people stuck in the 10.7 era. So I'm gonna break it all down. So founders primarily upset because during the 10.7 era, when Stadia came out and they said we got 10.7 T-flops and this and that, and the way that they came off to a lot of these people is that their goal was to come out here and bang toe for toe versus Sony and PlayStation. And I'll say that 40% of it was misconstrued information from 60% was misconstrued information from the media, but 40% of it was Stadia's fault because they weren't at the beginning the most transparent, right?
Yeah.
And then we got content creators. We got a large group of content creators that were in this thing from the very beginning, and it feels like to the content creation community that Stadia has cut them off, that Google has cut them off. So those are primarily the people that have issue with the platform. The new users are not the people that have come on after the free tier have happened. They already seen a lot of this, or they didn't care because they're casuals. They don't care about this platform going 1v1 versus PlayStation and Xbox because they never overshot the moon on it. They either are casual Storm that's like, oh, this is real convenient. I like this. I'm not worried about day and date and all. I like the selection of games here, and this is cool, and I like playing it on my phone or wherever. Or if they are hardcore gamers that have come on, Stadia to them is a compliment platform. Okay, it's a platform where, hey, look, I ride and die with PlayStation, but I like the Stadia thing. I'm gonna play this thing. I'm gonna put some mad hours into this thing, and then we'll see how this all pans out.
Man,
right?
Yeah.
Now, Storm, to prove my point on this and why I say the community dynamic is being painted with a broad brush, and what I just explained is true, I'm gonna give you two data points. I'm gonna give you two shortified facts. Shortified fact number one, and I revealed this on TSI, and I know it's not fair because I can't give everything out yet because I want to validate everything from a holistic view, Storm. But fact number one is that since the inception of the free tier, that Stadia in one particular angle alone saw an upward tick of at least 1,000% engagement.
You said how much?
So 1,000, not 100%, not 200%. Really, and when I say 1,000%, y'all, I'm still shortchanging it. I'm not giving y'all the actual number right now because I still got it clear that I can give this out in totality. I'm not bullcrapping y'all. But they saw upward ticks of 1,000% engagement with the platform. 1,000%.
And you're not capping. And you're not capping though. You're not capping right now. I'm not capping, bro.
I'm capping because I'm undercutting it by a lot. I'm undercutting. So again, one of the things that people want to talk about, Storm, and I'm not dismissing it, but the founders, there was that Reddit article that came out, and it's getting a lot of attention and on Insider Gaming and all that stuff, right? About and it had 760 people that upvoted it, right? And what it was, I don't know if you saw the Storm, but what it was is that it was the Reddit post where people said, hey, I got issues with Stadia. I'm kind of, doubtful of the future because of my own personal thing. Who agrees with me? And this guy laid out this whole big plethora of things, and it got 760 upvotes. Now, what I'm basically saying to you, Storm, is let's just say of all those 760 people that over the course of, I want to say 4 days, that voted up on this thing, that liked that whole notion, if those people said, you know what? Now I want to leave. What I'm telling you is off of one venue alone, one source of consumers alone, Stadia would make that up multiple times.
Wow.
So, and let's just say if today 763 people left, by the end of the day tomorrow, I can't give the exact number, but multiple times more than that would have signed up.
That's something I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. I'm telling you, with every new move, MM2K, with every new move, whether it be the Immortals Phoenix Rising announcement, whether it be the Baldur's Gate early access, Baldur's Gate 3 that is, whether it be the promise that Cyberpunk will come to the platform one day, the discussion about Uplay Plus MM2K, and so many other things. They are going to lose a couple. It happens on every platform. Am I crazy by saying this, man? Am I wrong?
I don't think you're crazy.
People leave when they feel like they want to leave.
Yeah.
And then more join because the value proposition might register for new users. That's just how it is, man. It's just simple business. I'm not the most business minded person in the world, but I have common sense, man, and I think that's how I'm gonna go ahead and live my life, man, based on common sense and facts. So that's all I'm saying, man.
No. So I wanted to highlight something that you just said real quick, because it's common sense or fact that I think is being missed when people say, you know what, Stadia didn't do this, and it's going to be horrific for the platform, or Stadia didn't do this, and this is going to be bad. If everybody's jumping out of their skin because 763 people, which again, I'm not underplaying their issues. I get their issues, and I got a comment for that in a little bit. But what I'm saying is, if those 763 people were to leave right now, by the end of the day tomorrow, a multitude more of people would have signed up for the service.
And then when it rolls out into other territories, whenever that happens, because we don't know the timeline, we don't have the exact date that they might hit that switch. But when it does roll out to other territories, y'all, you have to understand that people are, and this is what I've heard and I've seen with my own eyes, people from other countries want Stadia. They like something about it, whatever it is, whether it be the convenience, the value proposition, the fact that the rest of the world has better internet than us in the first place, or certain places in the world have faster internet speeds. You know what I mean? Like just over in Europe, for example, and Sweden and other places that I remember doing research on, like they have the faster internet speeds, man. They don't laugh at us, but they do call out the fact that us Americans, we're behind when it comes to internet infrastructure and all that stuff. MM2K. So they're ready for a platform like this, man. With 5G, with the advent of 5G on the horizon. Come on, man. Like, so these are things that we have to think about too. So look, this is not geared toward one person. You all see, and let me clarify this real quick, because you know how I do, and so do the people that rock with me in the community. They know how I do, man. Y'all know what's up. I show love. You know what I'm saying? But when you call out something that I don't agree with, like everybody, if you're on Twitter, you saw me and the homie Chase, for example. Chase talked about it on Stadia Talk. Hey, Moss, can you plug that Stadia Saturday Evolution real quick, man, before I continue?
Hashtag Stadia Saturday Evolution. It kicks off with the homie Chase. He does his 2-hour take on all things gaming, particularly with Stadia, though. So you definitely want to kick it off there at 10 a.m. every Saturday. And then, of course, we follow it up at 12. Now, the thing is, and before I pass it back to Storm, is that you're getting two totally different dynamics, because we're on two different takes on the day goings at the moment. But that's good. If for those that want to see the community in totality, we highly recommend you start off with Chase, you follow up with us to get a breadth of what's going on. But what we're speaking to right now is, we don't just want you to think that the community just is like us, or we don't want you to think that the community is just like Chase. This is a plethora, a multitude of thoughts. And again, what we're addressing here is the thought that because there is a certain sector that has a problem, that this sector predominates the general public within Stadia, and it's not true. Again, I just want to make this clear, Storm, before I turn this back
to you.
Man.
I'm
not saying this because I feel this in my heart. Something in my heart,
Miss LA, baby, Miss LA, let's go. Y'all gotta know. Hey, Moss be throwing the artists out there, man. Hey, bro, I like that, man. I like how you integrate that culture into the gaming, man. Keep doing that. I'm saying?
Yeah. Just showing my age. But I'm telling y'all, I'm not saying this because it's something in my heart. I am telling you that per the data, if 763 people leave today.
Hey, calm down now. When you out of breath, that means you're getting worked up, man. Calm down. Breathing exercise. Hey, breathing exercises, bro.
You just have to pencil in another session. You're going to have to sit me on the couch, Storm, because I just want them to know that a multitude more are signing up tomorrow. It's just something to take into consideration. But I pass it back to you, brother.
It really is, man. You're absolutely right. You have to take that. It's something to take. And what I was saying when I called out the homie Chase, man, Chase knows how we've been doing, man, since week one. I have to remind all the new people. So in case you go on Twitter and you see me and Chase having a conversation, now other people jumping in, they might not agree with me or Chase. They have a voice too. In my opinion, they have a right to speak on things as long as they're not talking disrespectful or dirty to anybody that I rock with. I'm fine with it in most cases. You know what I'm saying? So, but that might not work for the next person. Now, man, there's so much we could talk about when it comes to this, but this will take over the show. And next thing you know, we'll be at Yappa, bro. And depending on, and live calls. And depending on that time after those calls, man, we might not have enough time to get into it. But this is very important to talk about, MM2K, man. Because it continues to go on, and it's something that I've always said could affect the platform. So I posed a question during me Chase and I's dialogue. I said, damn, if Stadia dies, who really killed it, right? And what I meant by that is us, the founders that you spoke about just a minute ago. It's us that's out here when we spin our negative narratives and all this stuff. Because see, let me tell you something, right? When Xbox consumers get mad, they show it. When PlayStation, some of them cap too, but that's cool. I ain't mad. I'm not mad at them. Same thing with the PlayStation side and the Nintendo side. They all try to justify why their platform is not meeting certain gamers' needs. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that ecosystem, right? So what I'm saying here is, with Stadia, some of us understand that it's going to be a long voyage, man. It is not going to be Cyberpunk and Call of Duty and all that and GTA 6 and all this stuff right away. It's just not realistic. So with that being said, we have to keep in mind for the people that have those thoughts as well, MM. You know what I mean? Like the people that can wait. We can't get aggressive and try to force other people's opinion, force our opinions on anybody else. And there's so much more to it, but go ahead, man.
Here's the thing. No, I just wanted to jump in because you hit such a poignant point. This is part two of what I'm saying. Not only the data, but then we got to say the organic marketing. Now, this is another thing that has the founders teed off a lot. And I get it. With traditional gaming marketing, there's a lot of jazz and pizzazz. Boom, 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 bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? We paid $7.5 billion for a studio. Bam, 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 bam. Right. There's a lot of jazz and pizzazz happening all around us. And Google takes a different approach. They have organic marketing. They will drop something with one entity with the hope that that entity or a couple of entities will cascade it everywhere. They want to set it and let it. And it doesn't have all the jazz and pizzazz that all the other marketing does right now. But what we got to keep in mind is that if you look at Amazon is still in limited beta. It hasn't even released yet. So we don't even know if somebody does like something more on Amazon at this moment. A lot of people, 1 out of every 20 are going to get to experience it. So
as you say, let's get into it, man. Get into that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even. I'm not saying it's not a threat long term, but right now it's to say, well, Amazon's going to do this. I mean, if you look at this holistically, Amazon is only going to be accessible to one every plethora of people. You know what I mean? So until Amazon goes full retail, we don't want to go too far in the weeds with that. Once it goes full retail, then we can have those discussions. GFN, look, I love the platform. I'm a founder on GFN. But if you go to places like Ampere, I believe it is, analytics that track GFN routinely, they say GFN is in trouble. GFN is in trouble because even though there are up to 4 million people that have used the service to date, the vast majority of those people are on these unsustainable, these are their words, not mine, Storm, the unsustainable free tier. Not the paid for tier, the free tier. Why? Because as gamers have been telling me, and I've been telling you over the last few months, the majority of people that are on GFN are people that are on there because they're away from their big powered rigs for an hour or so. Maybe they're on vacation, and they just log on to the free tier for an hour and go about their business. Now, let's talk about what's been going on there opposed to what's going on with Stadia. Stadia is doing the organic marketing, and people are saying because the founders are upset and founders are starting to purge, that means that the entire platform is in trouble. But here's where it goes into where I said, Storm, we're out of the book of 10.7 teraflops and we go into the book of 6.4. You get what I'm saying here?
Yes,
The
sir.
book of 6-4 told you that their claim to fame is with the tech enthusiasts, the people that are not making this their main platform to say per se, but they love the tech, so they want to play around with it, and the casuals. And again, the data shows that the casuals at least are adopting to this in great rates. But when it comes to the organic marketing, let's just say again, we got those 760 people that left. I want to give you guys a name. You probably heard of it before. Jack Move Johnny. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but if you follow Triple B content, you know that he's part of the Weapon Wheel podcast, a group that we at the Triple B we don't really interact with. That's a whole other podcast, but their numbers are undeniable. I think the channel is up to 100,000 subscribers, and I think they get they have a weekly platform of 20,000 viewers a week. They have a weekly show, and I think each of the panel members have at least 10,000 subscribers to themselves. Now,
hey,
Jack Move John.
Yeah,
Jack,
go ahead. Go finish up. Finish it. No, go finish that. I was going to say, clarify that Triple B, man, because it's saying is it Big Baller Brand, man?
Broadband Bullies. Yeah, anybody that follows Broadband Bullies know that Broadband Bullies and Weapon Wheel podcast, we ain't the best of friends, but that's a whole other podcast.
All right, go ahead. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
So, with that said, Jack Move Johnny is a staple within the PlayStation community. He's so much a staple. Remember when MLB went multi-plat, or they announced it was going multi-plat? It was the publications that were quoting him on Twitter when he said, "Man, I'm tired of PlayStation with all this other stuff." Right. So I'm just laying the groundwork so you guys understand how big as a reach as not only that podcast, but this guy has. Jack Move Johnny put out a tweet a day or two ago and said, "I'm gonna be real with you. Of my best gaming experiences this year, I gotta say I had them with Stadia."
Wow.
Blew my mind. Now, Jack, shout out to everybody in the Stadia community. We know we grinding, we doing the damn thing out here, and I love you all. Stadia Cast, Sunny, Club Stadia, all of that.
Cloud
but if you
Gaming Extreme.
Yes,
all
Cloud Gaming. But if you put all of Generation Stadia, I love you all. But if you put all of us together, we don't have the reach of Jack Move Johnny and Weapon Wheel podcast. So with all that said, that's why I say we got to be cautious with the noise of this definitively is going to harm Stadia because founders are upset. I'm not being dismissive of the concerns the founders have, but to the point that Storm was making earlier, when we over-bloviate and make this seem that the issue is more widespread than what it is, that's when the haters come in.
Yeah.
All this stuff from Richard Review Tech and CC and all that, these people knew nothing about what was going on. They heard it from us. And because they heard it from us, they said, here is my opportunity to hate on Stadia, sound smart about it, and make it seem like it's bigger than what it is.
And I had the back of members of the Stadia community. God damn. Man. And I had the backing of members from the Stadia community itself. In fact, there's articles out there now talking about how the Stadia community, which I'm a part of, so happily a part of, right? Man, when that narrative gets spent out there, MM2K, man, it's not a good look.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's just not a good look. They're using our words as fuel in some cases, man. I've seen it myself with my own eyes.
Now, Storm, I'm not saying that we shouldn't expose things that need to be exposed.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not saying
we should.
Like when Cyberpunk 2077 wasn't coming day and date, that same thing happened. Nobody knew about it, until we reported it, and that's great. What I'm saying is when they see us with rhetoric like, yeah, this is going to blow up Stadia. Yeah, Stadia is in a horrible spot because of this. And they're not going to look at the data that I'm looking at. They're not even looking for it. They want to hate on Stadia, but they're going to use your rhetoric and they're going to weaponize it and use it against Stadia. That's not helping the community. Not only is it eroding the community from within, but it's eroding it from without, because what you're saying in that context isn't even true. Stadia is not in trouble right now. Jack Move Johnny has more impact than anybody in the Stadia community today, all put together. I'm sorry. You look at the data. If those 763 people leave today, quadruple, or I'm not even gonna say, so many more will be here tomorrow. Those are the facts. So again, we can address the issues, the legitimate concerns, but we can do it without putting this fictitious cloud over the platform, no pun intended, fictitious cloud, over the platform that truly doesn't exist. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. One more point, Storm. One more point, Storm.
Go ahead, man. You can take them there. Take them there, man.
To the point that, okay, so here's the thing to take into consideration too, and I am going to name drop here. My good brother Chase. I said this on the podcast last night that I see a lot of you guys chomping at the bit going after Chase, and I'm only going to speak for myself. Look, guys, hold off on that. Here's what Chase is trying to do. Chase just has a different opinion, and he's trying to go and share his opinion with the different gamers out there. That's all he's trying to do. But as I explained last night, and I said this last night, and I said this to Chase, to be fully transparent, what Chase I think is inadvertently doing is there are other groups and other entities out there in the Stadia community throwing flames.
Yeah.
They're saying rhetoric. They're looking to incite trouble.
Yes.
They want to do it. I know, because personally behind the scenes, they've tried it with me. And that's all I'm going to say. And Chase is just walking along the community, and they're like, yo, you have this point here. Well, let me engage here. You having this point here. He doesn't mean any harm. He just sees a point that he disagrees with or that he agrees with, and he chimes in. But the problem is when them flamethrowers are there, and I'm saying this, if I'm any Chase or anybody, if I see somebody throwing a review tech out there or CC, I'm not chiming in, because that would be like me, Storm. Let's just say if there was someone called Tugboat Terry, and Tugboat Terry wrote for an article, and he said, hey, look, all these people, all these founders that are complaining about Stadia, they need to shut up. They're toxic, blah, 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 blah. You know, MM2K Storm is going to come out and say, nah, Tugboat Terry, that's not cool. Don't be telling people to shut up. But let's just say if one day Tugboat Terry says something that agrees with me, I'm still not giving Tugboat Terry the energy, because his whole mantra is about division. I don't want to give him the light. So what I'm saying is, some of you that may have good intentions in this whole situation, that's just trying to engage in reasonable discourse, you're getting caught in the middle of crossfire, and you got to be cognizant. You got to keep your head on the swivel. There are people that make comments that I agree with, but I ignore. I don't tag, I don't retweet, none of that stuff, because again, even though I may agree with sentiments that they're saying, they are flamethrowers, and the community has to be cognizant of that. There are people here that want to throw flames, either because they think it's going to get Stadia to move in their direction, whatever the case may be. And all of us, as community pillars, contributors, and whatever we want to call ourselves, we got to be cognizant of that, because it waters down our message when we attach ourselves to the flame throwing. But that's all I got to say on the matter. I think I made my point very clear.
Man, you did a fantastic job, man. Damn. Without being said, there's no reason to even touch for me to elaborate on anything, because that's just what it is. I just wanted to clarify everything that's going on. I got to keep it real, MM2K, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm out there and I'm saying things, I might get it wrong sometimes, and I might fly off fly off without thinking sometimes. I try not to put my emotions into it right away. Like, I like to analyze things. Like, if I drop this tweet out here, what the hell are people about to say in return or in response? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I know if I come at the bots and the ponies and everybody else, I got to be ready for that. I set myself up for it. Now, that's just me speaking. You know what I mean? I don't know. So that's just how I operate. But Rock is in the building. What's going down? Moderator time. You see what I'm saying? It's that simple, y'all. Now, we're going to move on. Let me hit this button. Make sure I hit the right button, man. I don't want to release Cyberpunk right now for y'all real early. I don't want to do that. Let me make sure I hit the right button. You know what I'm saying? All right, so next, moving right along, man, we got to get into these October games, and then we can wrap the October games up in time to see if people want to make any live calls or leave those yappers. So,
yeah, and the live calls is open now. They're open.
Okay.
Unless Storm doesn't want them.
Oh, no, cool. Yeah,
wait.
Call in if y'all want to. If you want to jump in, if you want to share your thoughts, call in. The link should be right there. If it's not, my brother will handle that. The October games, we'll get into those. All right. Now, I don't have them all written down in front of me, so I'm going to test my knowledge, man. I know one thing. Jotun or Yotun, however you want to pronounce it, depending on your accent or whatever, is a dope game. How do I know? It's because I jumped up in there. I gave it a try for the first time, MM2K, and I will admit right here that it's a game that would not have been on my radar for me to play probably at all because of the backlog issue that we all had, which is a good issue.
Facts.
Yo, I jumped on Jotun, man. Bruh, the way the game feels, the craftsmanship of the game, the simplicity and the thought that they put into it, man. Like, it's so simple. Like you hit X to swing your axe, and then you hit Y to chop the tree branches and stuff that's in your way, the obstacles and everything. And I'm like, okay, this is cool, man. This is cute, man. I love this. Then I got to a point, man, and I'm not gonna spoil anything. I got to a point in the game where I had to face an enemy. And when I saw that enemy do what he did, I was done. I'm like, this right here is what it's all about, MM. A clear example of why we cannot knock the games that we're getting. That I got on you about saying filler content at one point, and I know what you were saying. We got into it. That's our first time really butting heads, man. You get what I'm saying? Like, we really butt heads over that, man. And so if me and MM2K can butt heads over something like filler content, that statement that he made that offended me, but he clarified it and say, I got that. Hold on. I see Storm. I see you down there, Storm. Yeah. Remember that? Remember that in the chat? I see you down there talking, Storm. Watch this. See, I thought he wasn't paying attention. I'm just in the chat lighting it up. Man, filler content. That's the problem with you, MM2K. You don't know how to use the right terminology. Hey, yo, bro. But anyway, man, so what's your game? Hey, can you throw out another one? I threw out Jotun. Can you throw out another one? And whether you tried it or not, because I have not tried Dead by Daylight and all that, but go ahead.
Oh no! Look, I tried Dead by Daylight. Now, my experience with Dead by Daylight was not as great. So, but it was because I didn't know what I was doing, and then you got to make. You know what? Let's talk about that a little bit. No. We'll talk about that after we go over all the game.
Okay.
But no, but I would say of the games, of the pro games, I haven't really tried them. Lara Croft is the most appealing to me. Lara Croft is going to be the most appealing to me because I love that game style. The game that I tried the most, of course, which you know, wasn't one of the pro games. It was Risk of Rain 2. I just can't say enough good stuff about the game.
That game
and
is
it's only $20, Storm. Like, if you don't have it now, y'all need to pick up your phone and buy it right now.
Man, support the dev just for the. If you're not gonna play it, support the dev. They did a great job with that. I want to see Risk of Rain 3. That's how dope it is.
Yeah. And y'all know me. I'm AAA Mars. I tell y'all, look, hashtag AAA Mars. You know me. Like Storm just said so elegantly. I was like filler content and all this other stuff. And me and Storm was going back and forth on it. AAA Mars is letting you know that Risk of Rain 2, which is like, you know, the double A indie style game, even though it's being published by Gearbox. It is a phenomenal experience. It is better at $20 than most of these $60 games out here.
All right. So moving right along, Celeste, man. I haven't played it, but I remember Stadia Revolution. Shout out to Stadia Rev.
Yeah,
I remember him talking about this Celeste before I even knew what the hell a Celeste was. And I'm like, Celeste, what kind of game is it, Rev? And Rev was like, man, a lot of people seem to be liking it. I think that was a conversation. You might have chimed in as well on with your thoughts on the game. I have not tried it. The art style did not fit my gaming case. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I looked at somebody play. And I said, you know what? From your gameplay, sir or ma'am, I'm going to try this game. And I still have not tried it yet, but it's on my list, y'all. You know, like I said, the backlog is real. We all have them by now. It's crazy. Y'all know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. What else, man? What else? Are we forgetting anything? Because I know there's more.
Let me see here. We got Whisker Rain. Super hot.
I was gonna say super hot fire, man. Damn. Shout out to the brother, Mr. Deshaun Raw, man. Yeah, hot fire Dylan. Hey, so super hot mind control delete, right? I tried super hot, the regular version. I like it. My son's better at it than me, and I don't like that because I'm competitive. But I will be trying super hot mind control delete, man. I will be trying that because I want to get deeper into the game and prove that I'm better than him. So what else, man? I feel like we're forgetting another one.
Let's see here. What else we got here?
I was hoping we could do it without going to the most cam,
I know.
man.
Ooh,
The most webcam.
I know. We had Human Fall Flat. Did we get that?
Human Fall Flat Stadia Edition. Now, why is it called the Stadia Edition? Why is it called the Stadia?
Isn't there? It's enhanced. I don't know if anybody.
I think Eddie said something about it's 16 players versus 8 on other platforms or whatever, man, or consoles.
You know, ain't that a Storm? Ain't that something? The platform where ain't no gamers, right? The one that Jack Move Johnny is promoting. You know, he the reason why I got all these PlayStation dudes in my DM, Storm, talking about, hey, Mars, I like that statement. What should I buy next? Right?
But we called this, did we not? Did we not call this though? Did we not predict that some of us, many of us, man, did we not call the fact that, hey, eventually people are going to be playing Stadia behind the scenes? They're going to be enjoying it. See, just like Jack Buser said, all we need them to do, and I'm paraphrasing, all we need to do is get the controller in people's hands.
Yeah. Yep.
That's all we need to do. And once they see how it works, it's going to be hard for them to resist or deny Stadia and what it offers gamers. If you're a gamer, convenience is there. No download, no install. Man, I want to make time for that at some point during this show. I'm going to scratch one of these notes, man. Do we need to talk about Baldur's Gate 3? Should I scratch that one?
No. Hit that.
All right. So check this out.
Hey, look. If you don't talk about Baldur's Gate 3,
you know what I'm talking about. You know I'm talking about
firing me. I'm gonna walk off. You better talk about that.
My bad, man. We don't want you walking off, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so I will keep Baldur's Gate 3 on here. I think that's important. That's an important little title that people want to hear about. But look, man, it brings up the point that, you know, that I've been trying to make on several occasions, man, about Stadia's getting games. MM2K, how many games does Stadia have approximately now? Because I know you just threw some numbers out there on Twitter and boo-bop somebody and all that, man. You boo-bopped them.
Yeah. Shout out to my brother. I love my brother. Big episode. Hey, look, but I ain't even gonna get into that. That was a funny episode. If y'all ain't see that episode of the Best Damn Podcast period, and it's gonna air tomorrow at 2:00, I think. But my brother post up is he loves Xbox. But see, a lot of people on the periphery, this is why I say, y'all, we got to be careful with our rhetoric. If something is bad news about Stadia and it just happens to be out there, then it happens to be out there. But when we come with this overinflated rhetoric, it's a problem because the media runs with it. I love Rich of Review Tech. I can't knock his hustle, but I know Rich. Triple B, we know Rich. Rich don't know nothing about this platform. He heard us talking on Twitter and he chopped up a video because that's what Rich do. We know Rich. Yeah. I'm in DMs with your favorite YouTubers, so believe you me, I'm not making this up. Anyway, but what I was saying is my brother post up, he don't know about this, what's going on. He don't even know that there's a community that exists. So he was like, Mars, y'all ain't got no games. I said, oh, really? How many games we got, post up? Oh, 50? I said, no, brother, we got 91. Now, how many games did Xbox have in 12 months? This mug turned Jamaican. He ain't want to answer the question. So what I'm letting y'all know is that there are 91 games on the platform altogether and 46 pro games that were given away to people at no additional charge. Storm.
Right. And that's an impressive number, man, when you look at the fact that Stadia's only been out it's going on 11 months. Am I right? My math right? It's going on 11 months?
It's about 10 and a half.
Yeah, so, man, look, we don't have to talk about that. Like, people should know by now, man. All you have to do is, like I tell people all the time, do research on Stadia. I just had a friend that I was talking to on Xbox yesterday. He was saying that, I read all this stuff. He read everything that's in the news, right? All these naysayers and the haters and all that, Richard and all these people, man, Dreamcast guy and Young. And so he watches these videos. But MM2K, why do people not why do they not take advantage of that free trial if they really want to talk Stadia? If they really want to talk Stadia, why don't they try something that's free? All it takes is a Gmail account to sign up, Why don't they just do it, man? And then they could really trash it. Show a video of you playing it and then trashing it, and I'll respect you. I'll leave a like on your channel.
I know tech people, but I'll give a shout out to D-Batch. of my Xbox community. Shame on you, Xbox community, in a lot of ways. I love Xbox. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about the community. I love what Xbox is doing. Rather, I love that they picked up Bethesda. I love that they turned it up by buying Bethesda, and they got ZeniMax, and they're going to crank it up with Orion, and likely license it out. I love that, but I'm talking about shame on you, community, because Xbox is trying to get to a certain plateau, and y'all can love Xbox and play Xbox 99.9% of the time and try it out. But they refuse to. Why, Storm? Because they are afraid. They're afraid they're going to play Stadia and they're going to fall in love. It's free. They're afraid to play it and be like, oh wow, they was right. So that's why they won't even touch it. You ain't got to pay $1 to try Stadia and play games on it right now. You ain't got to pay $1. You ain't even got to put your credit card information in no more. But Storm, that's the problem. They're afraid. They're very, very afraid.
I have to agree, man. It's like, why else would you not? I will try to switch. I told you how much I want to switch to have 4K. That's the reason why I haven't bought into it after the Wii U debacle. That's why I don't own the Switch right now, y'all. It's not that I hate Nintendo, man. Who am I to hate these companies that's trying to provide games to me to fit my habit, to quench my gaming thirst and all that? You know what I'm saying? So, man, look, moving right along, man. Lines are open if y'all would like to call in at this time. If you would like to share your thoughts or whatever, man, it is the time.
And also, too, guys and gals, don't forget, we told y'all since our last giveaway, we've been keeping tally of the yappas, the phone calls, and even the comments. And for every week that you don't leave a yappa, that's an entry that you lose out on. We're giving people up to 2 entries a week. So if you haven't called in a few weeks or left the yappa in a few weeks, you better do it, because we got another giveaway coming up. We'll talk about it next week, Storm.
Yep, next week. You might not want to miss it.
Yeah, you're missing out just because we're not having it exactly on this week. We're still tallying up all of the entries, so definitely call in and leave a yap. I'm gonna drop something in the link. But go ahead, good brother.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. And we covered all the games, right? All the October games. Is there any ones that we missed? Bibbidi Bop, G Millie, Ray. Ray and Niggs, we go hard, are going at it, man. They're going at it. I hope it's friendly fire. But I was going to set up something on Mortal Kombat or 2K or something for y'all to get it in, man. PUBG custom tournament or something, 1v1, meet at the school or something. I don't know. We need to handle it. It's funny right now, but I hope y'all brothers are just having fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I hate to boot both of y'all up out of here.
We'll do it.
Nah. The brothers are having fun. They're grown men, man. Grown men, do your thing. So the next topic, man, is that Stadia PR team seems to be hyperactive on social media. And what I mean by that is Twitter, man. They've been out there. They've been in the streets. I forget who it was, but somebody even highlighted that and said how it's good to see. It might have been Zach, man. Zach Laidlaw. It might have been him. But it's definitely been noticeable. Now, MM2K, let me I got to go into my storm theories or whatever. Do you think that this engagement is picking up because the 1 year anniversary, which was another topic on the list, we can go ahead and combine these. But do you think it's picking up because of the 1 year anniversary, bro?
I think it's a multitude of a few things. I'm gonna be real quick with this, Storm.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's that. I think that's a strong possibility. I also think that they are in community engagement, that they realize that. Well, look, I think with the what's the word I'm looking for? The advent of COVID. I think COVID, even though we know that COVID may not have had the exact impact on Stadia as it did elsewhere directly, it did impact their third party, their third party relationships, because they had to deal with it. So I think while they were in COVID mode, Stadia said, you know what? We're getting hit with a lot of messages. We're not responding to everybody. We're going to mute some people here and there and all this other stuff. And we're going to put our heads down and we're just going to do the hard work. And I think you're starting to see a loosening of the around the neck a little bit. They're about to get a little bit more wiggle room. And I think that's part of the reason why that they're also getting more engaged. And lastly, I just think that listening to community feedback. I think that's one of the reasons why they have the Founders tab, the Founders Community Hub, because they realize that even though they're getting more people, I would say it's not that they don't care. If they didn't care, they wouldn't have started the Founders Hub. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you look at it, if Google was just all about the money and they didn't care, and the data that I just gave you is true, which it is, they don't need a Founders Hub, right? They can let people just complain and say, hey, look, we're getting more people in that are going out, right? But no, because they do care, they started the Founders Hub to get more in community engagement. Yes. So I think it's the trifecta. I think it's because COVID is probably loosening it up on their end. And they were getting swamped before, and now they feel like, you know, things are easier. And I think it's because of the community engagement they might be a little bit more active.
So, yeah, and that's something I was thinking about, because that's another great thing that they're doing. But how much positivity will, how big of a splash would that good gesture bring towards them? Is it going to be more continue, are people going to continue to focus on the negativity real quick? Yes or no, if you can, man? Will they continue to focus on the negativity, or will they highlight more of these positive things that they're doing that we asked for early on that we're seeing now? Like, do you think more negative, or you can say negativity or positivity? Just keep it short, man. That's all I'm trying to say, man, because your job's on the line. Your job's on the line, man.
Hey, look, Storm.
What's up, bro? What's up, man? What's up?
Look, hey, yo, if y'all want to leave a phone call, look, he done messed me up. If y'all want to leave a phone call, dial in to 724-739-3612 or go to PNTS Main Yappa. I'm going to just say this real quick. Storm, there's 91 games. They're outpacing Xbox. They might outpace PlayStation in the first 12 months. We got 46 pro games. Crowd play was active. We had September. And people still
crowd choice. You know, I do it too. I like how you correct me, so I got to return the favor. Go ahead.
All that happened. September kicked off the way that it did, and people were still like, you know what? I don't know if this platform is going to make it. Look, brother, the negativity is going to continue. We just got to identify it correctly, because I'm not saying it's all horse crap, or no, it's legitimate in a lot of ways. But we got to identify where it's coming from, and then you as a consumer got to say either one or two things. Oh yeah, I jive with that, or you know what, that doesn't apply to me. I'm enjoying this platform. That's it.
Yeah, I hear that. Rick Tone in the building, man. This chat right here, boy. I'm trying to tell you, I appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
you wouldn't understand.
Rick Tone.
Rick Tone, let me make you a mod. Rick Tone was already a mod. Are they taking mods off? Anyway, man, I got to talk to you too. All right, so moving right along, man. Moving right along, because people seem like, hey, they want to hear us today. They don't want to call in, and that's fine, because, hey, you know me, man. I like to talk, especially when it comes to this gaming thing. So, we have Stadia told us, all right, that more games are coming in hot, MM2K. Yep. On Twitter, they told us that. I got a response from them saying, you know what I mean? Whatever. I forgot what they said. I apologize, y'all. Stadia, I apologize. But I said I got my cold beverage ready or whatever, and I got that Founders controller. Drop them or something like that is what I said. So more games, they're telling us more games are coming in hot. Do you think they will hit that 100 plus mark? I know this sounds like a dumb question, right? Will they hit that one? Will they test that 120 mark before 2021? MM2K, what's your thoughts and why?
I'm going to say yes, but it all depends. That's my guesstimate, but it all depends on one thing: Uplay Plus. We kind of did the math last night on TSI, where if you take into consideration the games that have already dropped this year, the games that we know are coming that are already slated, that leaves about 34 games. So if you take if you take the number 34 and add the 8 Ubisoft games that we already have to it, plus the few other ones that are, you know, going to come in the future, that puts Uplay Plus, if it's still coming in 2021, around 40 to 50 games. So I'm going to say yes, Storm, but I'm going to say yes because I believe Uplay Plus is coming in hot to get us to that 120.
Got it. And I really hope so, man, because that would be great. Now, what if they do this without Uplay Plus? Wouldn't that be something? If they had more games in the catalog,
that would be crazy.
Cause see, I don't know who be
But-
throwing these numbers out, man. I think it's you though, bro. You be having numbers like 400 and something games that Phil said that they were trying to bring and stuff like that, man. So when I start thinking about those numbers, man, it's a possibility without Uplay Plus. So now, hey, Rick Tone, Rock, and whoever else that I might have missed earlier, man, when it comes to content, drop your link today. You know what I'm saying? Drop your link in the chat for whichever channel you would like people to take a look at, take a peek at. We're highlighting all the people up in here that shows up all the time, man, that I know makes content. So if I don't know that you make content and I made you a moderator, just drop a link to your content so that people can, you know, we share the love around here, man. We're not one of those people like, I'm not highlighting what you doing, man. What the hell? You a competitor. We don't do all that, man. We on this boat together, as we've said many times, man. Highlight your stuff, man. MM2K might not do this on his channel, but I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna do it for the people, man. I appreciate y'all. So the next thing I have is Outcasters, man. I can't wait to hear your response on this because I remember you live with Megatron X. Shout out Meg. What's going on? 6'4". What up, 6'4"? Brian. What up? Hey, Brian. What's good, man? Eddie Player One. What's going down? You know, I remember y'all being on a panel together. And Outcasters came out as the splash damage game. Emma 2K, here it is. You're back on the hot seat, bro. What are your thoughts now? And just seeing the engagement on Twitter, man, on the real stuff. Seeing Outcasters' engagement and how quickly they grew to hit 1,000 plus. 1,058 was the last time I saw 1,058 followers on Twitter from scratch in a short amount of time. What does that say to you and what they've been doing and all of that stuff and about the game itself now that you kind of like got a better idea of what it's about?
Well, I know at the initial launch of it, we thought that the splash damage game would be a little bit more AAA. So at first we were like, oh man, what's going on? But then as we saw the charm effect that they were doing through Twitter, we saw the advent of how games that, you know, aesthetically look similar, like Fall Guys is doing, people started putting their guards down and started embracing it more. And all I can say is, again, to follow, this is a smart move. Google is following its tracking. It's realizing, hey, who are the people that are growing in large numbers on the platform? Who's supplementing the organic marketing? And I think this game could do very well on it. So it just means that. Look, I'll say this real quick and shut up. The growth of Outcasters shows the growth on the platform altogether. If you look at my channel, if you look at Storm's channel, when you look across it, when you look at Stadia Cast, when you look at all our channels are growing.
Whether it be views or what, man, or subs or whatever.
Hey, look, I don't do as much content as I used to, but I'm gonna change that next week. We'll get into that. But I haven't for a while. I haven't done as much content as I used to, and I'm growing even faster. That is synonymous with the platform growing faster. So that right there is just right for the picking for Outcasters, and I'm so glad to see it, and I can't wait to see what it's about when it's in full retail.
Absolutely, and when you got games like Human Falls Flat and what's the one on PlayStation that everybody went crazy about when it dropped? Fall Guys. When you look at these games, man, I think they were so smart to make a game like this. Stadia Revolution, I hope you're still here, man. If you're not, I'm going to go ahead and highlight what you said, man. Because Stadia Rev said, he asked a question, and I don't know how many responses he got. I know I was waiting for people to respond, Rev. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I was waiting for somebody to respond because I wanted to see what they were gonna say. But Stadia, he said, can we see this being Outcasters, being like the mascot game for Stadia? Now, in my head, y'all know I love me some Guilt, man. Shout out to Sally and Emily and everybody else, the creepy phone booth guy and all that, whatever, or whatever he was. Man, all that. I love some Guilt. So I could easily see Guilt being there. And that made me think, man. It made me really think about the fact that Stadia doesn't have, it made me just think, like, do they have a mascot game? Do they need one at this point in year one? Or would it just be nice for them to have one? What's your thoughts on that one real quick?
How would it survive as a mascot game?
I mean, like, as a mascot game. Like, up there with a Mario or a Kratos or, like, you know Mario, what I mean? Or Master Chief or whatever. You think that it has that kind of appeal or that much?
I don't see why not. I mean, again, I don't know. I don't know if it's their unique IP. If it's their unique IP, yeah, like shoot, why not? You know what I'm saying?
You can see
Let's
the little
do
ice
it, baby.
cream dude, man, whatever his name is, man. I keep seeing that, and that's something that sticks in my mind whenever I see that little guy, man. Like, you know how crazy it is when I'm responding to those tweets. Sometimes, man, I think I'm responding to the guy, man, the ice cream dude that's in the avatar. You know what I mean? And that's how genius it is. I just like what they're doing with that, man. Keep doing what you all are doing with that when it comes to Outcasters.
Absolutely.
The last thing, well, not last, but I definitely want to get into with all this hardware MM2K that's being delayed, all these pre-orders that's being smashed and snatched out of people's grasp, man. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be Xbox Series X's or the S's or the PS5s or whatever, or the RTX 3080s and 90s, man. With all this hardware seemingly being delayed and people's pre-orders being canceled, what does that say to a cloud platform like Stadia? Or well, we're going to talk Stadia because it's a Stadia-related show first and foremost. But, you know, we talk everything, but we love our Stadia, y'all, is what I'm trying to say. I got to be careful how I say that, MM2K.
Yeah.
You know,
No doubt. Yeah, because we cover everything here. I mean, because here's the thing, and I think that as I was saying before, with the book of 10.7 teraflops and the book of 6.4, because 6.4 was telling us, look, man, this is the core demographic. You got to look at what they're doing and connect it to the core demographic. I think we're starting to see the dynamic of the community change. It's changing from a group that wanted this to go toe to toe with PlayStation and Xbox and be their one and only platform, to a group of people that realized, at least early on, that maybe they're not there yet, but there's a lot of things to adore about this platform, and it's doing some marvelous things right now with much more to come. So because of that, I think when people get the new platforms in their house and then they start realizing, because this is my take on it, and again, nothing against anyone's purchase, but when they get these new platforms in there and they start realizing, okay, I got to play older games. All right, I got to survive mainly off of older games. And then they go do the backwards compatibility and they find out that the BWC is on the same level as Stadia, and they could have just stayed with Stadia. You know what I'm saying? That's going to help Stadia out. And then Stadia is going to have its own exclusive content, likely. You know what I'm saying? Coming through.
Yeah.
So, and that was one of the things, again, Jack Move Johnny said, I'm liking the fact that Stadia is coming out with this exclusive stuff, and they're talking about stuff that can only be done on their platform, you know, and the new consoles are going to be voided that in the first month or so, for the most part. With that being said, another thing that people got to consider is, if you buy a $500 console, you might not have enough cheese. I mean, we can't forget, we get a lot of people that got to talk big bank on the internet, but everybody ain't got big bank. This is
Get into it.
Some people are struggling, but some people want to have as many access to as many consoles as possible. So if I just bought my Series X, or I can only afford my PlayStation 5, boom, I can go right to Stadia, baby. And I get where Luna's going to be some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, how much of the stuff is, I don't know. But you got to remember, Luna is an early access, limited early access. So you might have people that may want to get in Luna, that may want to hop on those channels, and they're not going to be able to do that. So at the end of the day, who could benefit highly from this? Stadia, being your second go-to for a lot of those diehards, and having a lot of content that, again, performs well without you having to pay $500, and also has content that can't be done elsewhere. And again, don't take my word for it. Don't even take highly rated and highly considered podcasts like Generation Stadia, Club Stadia, Stadia Cast for it. You got people on shows like Weapon Will, again, Jack Move Johnny is got more influence than all of our Stadia content put together. The platform is growing, and it's going to be a wonder to see. Now, I know you told me to keep that short, Storm, and you know I'm a liar, and because I promised you I would, but I just want to put that out there as a reminder.
No, man. Look, you got to listen. With all this extra time, man, we got to go into bonus notes. You know what I mean? Because hey, look. The people are letting us talk, and you know we don't mind. Like I said before, man, we don't mind giving y'all the information and the knowledge that we have right now. All right, so moving right on, MM2K. All right, you ready for this next one, man? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to remind people. Come on, y'all. If y'all want to get entries into our next giveaway. Now, me and Storm. Well, I can't speak for Storm. I don't want to hear it. Oh man, I wish I would have qualified for that. You can have increased your chances by either calling in or leaving a yappa. Again, you can call in to the Skype line via 724-739-3612. Let me check it out. Make sure it's working. Let me check it out again, Storm. Make sure it's working.
All right, go ahead, man. Check it out live.
Okay. Let me just make sure that it's working. Oh, it's working.
Yeah, I hear it. I definitely hear it.
All y'all gotta do is call in and then or leave us a yappa. You leave us a yappa, it'll add to your entries for our next giveaway. But I'm sorry, go ahead, Storm.
Moving on. No, that's important. We have to check the lines out because some people sometimes they can't get in. But so the next one is the Stadia Anniversary, right? Yeah. Now there's some thoughts and speculations surrounding what that anniversary is about to look like, right? Now, I'm not gonna lie. I have a couple predictions or things that I like to see, and I just wanted to get yours and what you think that might be announced or whatever. But I do think now this is speculation again, y'all. I highlight that. But I do think that we will. I think we will get some version of Uplay Plus, man, because now that Amazon Luna has it, like you were talking about earlier, man, they've been talking about it or whatever. We know it's coming to that platform, or service or whatever. I think that they might go ahead and announce that thing around the November 19th mark or whatever, right? Okay. I also think that we might be hearing more or seeing a big surprise announce a Cyberpunk announcement or something like that. I think that we might get a roadmap into 2021, or at least I'm hoping that would be great to see at the 1 year anniversary mark. Maybe a new controller MM2K. See, my mind's gonna go crazy, and if this is something, if Stadia's listening or whatever, you know what I'm saying, y'all, these are ideas. Just write them down, put them on the whiteboard or whatever. Like a new controller. It's time for that pink controller. You know what I'm saying, for the female gamers out here and stuff like this, right? These are just things I'm thinking about.
I'm a little surprised they don't have that.
Yeah,
like
so that's what I'm saying.
Like
yeah. So the new controller, you know what I mean? Give us a glimpse into 2021. And I'll be fine. That's all I need. How about you, man?
I said this last night on TSI. I'm hoping that my thoughts on the 1 year anniversary have pretty much, I've tampered back my expectations. Here's why, real quick, and I'm not gonna lie this time. With the whole Sabrina thing, what it did. Oh, we got a phone call.
Here it is.
All right, let's answer it. Hello, you are live with Storm and MM2K. Let us know who we're talking to and what is it that you want to bring up our good friend.
It's the Stadia Revolution. You know who it is. It's
Rev! What's going down, bro? What's going down? Let's go, man.
No, man, I just had to gotta come in and do a little bit of chat with you guys because I was just doing some house stuff and listening to the podcast and chiming in when I could and everything. And this is it's a great show, and I'm really happy for you guys. This is pretty awesome. I did want to touch on the thing that you were saying earlier about people throwing flames, you know, within the community and using our words to promote that.
Yep.
That's the thing that I was always afraid of, and that's the thing I kind of pushed back on when we start making definitive statements and saying that this is going to be, the death of this, and this is going to be terrible for Stadia, and this is unrecoverable and things like that. And it's like, and I just feel like, no, this isn't as big as we think it is. But as long as we keep talking about it and keep blowing it up and making it bigger, then that's going to give fuel to other people, because if they're seeing us do this stuff, then, it adds some validity to the things that they say, even though majority of the stuff that they say is like misinformed and misleading and not at all factually correct.
So Rev, am I wrong, Rev, for So am I wrong for calling that out when I say, yo, man, just be mindful? Is that forcing my opinion on somebody else or what? I just want to know your thought. I'm glad you called in, because I want to make sure that's not what's happening. But at the same time, if I like a platform, Rev, and I bought into it and I pay my subscription every month by choice now, I have complete freedom to cancel at any time and do what I do. Am I wrong for saying, yo, let's keep that in mind, that other people are hearing these things and they can run with it easily, and then they could spin this narrative, and then they have my tweet or your tweet, Rev, or MM2K's tweet or whoever's tweet, and they have it as backup, as proof almost that Stadia is dying. Like, am I wrong for that?
Yeah, no, you don't. You're not wrong at all for that. You know, there has to be some sort of pushback on that, because if something is like valid, if there's valid criticism that we can levy at that, then that's fine. You know, and that's cool, because that's our opinion, that's our user experience, and that's, you know, how we view things. That's fine. But when we start saying things like, oh, this is just completely bad for Stadia, or even using, like, say, Luna right now, which in my opinion is vaporware, that I'm interested in and I'm gonna try out. As a crutch as a prop to take a crap on Stadia that is out here and is steadily getting better like every single day. Then, you know, that to me rubs me the wrong way. So you have to push back against that a little bit and provide context. You know, and I think, like, if people are telling us that's pushing back on that we shouldn't be saying some of the things that we say, then, you know, then who's supposed to have the prevailing narrative? Is Stadia dying, or is it just maybe a little bit of a hiccup that happened and then that was that, you know? Like, okay, take the Chromecast with Google TV thing, right? It doesn't have Stadia support. So, you know, Stadia support off the bat from the launch. Okay, fine. But the thing is, they never hinted at it having it at all. They never put it in with the Stadia tweets or anything like that on the account, or anything in their social media or you know, community engagement that said that this is going to be supported by Stadia. So people just assume that it did, and since it didn't, you know, they're like, oh, well, Stadia messed up, and this is a missed opportunity, and this and the other. Why? The Chromecast Ultra still works. And yeah, they pulled some of the, you can't buy it individually, but you get it with the Premier Edition. Yeah,
Rev. Which they lowered the price on, Rev. They lowered the price on that Premier Edition too, from $130 to $100 or $99.99 or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, it's been $99 for the longest though. It's been $99 for like a few months.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that makes it more appealing or consumer friendly, is what I'm saying. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's like, everything isn't this big, huge deal. You know, yeah, some people may be disappointed they can't get the Chromecast Ultra, but the Chromecast Ultra has been out for a few years, and if they haven't bought one now, they probably aren't going to be buying one anytime soon. So if they want to try Stadia on the TV, there's a way that they can do that. You know, just get the Premier Edition. It's $100, not like 400, 500, 600, 700 with controllers and games and all. So it's just $100. So just get it on Best Buy and be done with it, you know, or go to the Google store, get it there and be done with it. I paid $129 for my Founders Edition. You know, you guys are saving $30. I mean, seriously, it's not that serious. So, you know, that's an option. But now if you want the Chromecast with Google TV, and you have Stadia, you can get that now, and then you can use it, and then eventually Stadia support is coming to it within the next within the next 9 months max, and that could be anywhere between January and June. So they may launch support for that in January. We don't know that, but they just said first half to give cover and a window of time, but we don't know when that's going to happen within that period of time, and that's fine, because the Chromecast still works. And people are saying, well, what if it breaks in a way that's not covered? Or what if it breaks? It's not. As long as you're not sitting there taking it off the back of the TV and stomping on it, throwing it up against the wall, you know what I'm saying? It's fine. It's gonna work. You know, mine has worked flawlessly since day one, and it's almost a year. And matter of fact, wait a minute, let me tell you this. I got a regular Chromecast on my other TV that I got from Google for free, because I was one of the first people to try YouTube TV, and I got that in 2017. It's 2020. That thing still works perfectly. Yeah, so
I hear it. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, And so,
And I wrote an article about that. Like, seriously.
yeah. Well, and I got to check that out, man. So I know you dropped it. That's the one you dropped in the chat, right?
No, that's the one I did that's the one I did today, was saying how this is, despite all the controversy, this is still a good week. This was still a good week for Stadia, and I listed like all of the things that happened that shows that this narrative of Stadia dying and all of this stuff, and they don't care. It's an afterthought. It's just BS, you know?
Yeah.
Look, I'm curious, Rev, what your thoughts on this. I place it like this. I'm not saying that there isn't a conversation to be had to say there aren't going to be people that are going to be soured at this, and they're going to say, "Oh man," but the question should rather be how big of an impact did it. That's the question. Isn't aren't people going to be soured about it? I'm soured about it, honestly, but is it going to have a huge impact on the platform? That's the major question. And I think if we look at how people are engaging with the platform and who is engaging with it, I say no. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you this. Raph just said something. Shout out to Raph real quick, because I want to get your thoughts on this too, Raph. But Raph just said something that makes sense. The simplicity of this line right here is what does it for me. $99. And if you're a new user, it comes with 29 games for you to try.
Yeah.
And if you decide after that whether you want to keep it, you keep it. But go ahead, Red.
Yeah. So to answer ML's question, I don't feel like it's gonna have like that big, huge impact on the on Stadia as a whole, because there's still options. There's still options. You don't need a Chromecast Ultra and the Stadia controller to play Stadia. So that's just an option that's available for you.
Right.
So the Chromecast isn't necessarily needed. It's only needed if you want to play on your TV, and so you can use that. But like I said, or you could just get the Chromecast Ultra get the Chromecast that they just brought out, and continue to play Stadia whichever way you've been doing it already. And then when the TV support comes, just transfer it over to that too.
So
keep using your current Chromecast Ultra until that Stadia support is available for it, and then switch over.
Right. So Rev, so to any gamers that might be confused by this move or whatever, right? Now all right, so let me make sure my question is formatted right. Is it a bad look? Hold on.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, is it a bad look to new and unsuspecting consumers or gamers or whatever that want to try the platform? And do you think it's a bad look overall?
I mean, in some ways it could be perceived that way. I'm not discrediting the fact that some people could perceive it as such, but once people learn that the Chromecast isn't necessarily needed in order to play and enjoy Stadia, then because of the way that it's built to play on multiple screens, and if using a PC or a computer is the way that you choose to do that, then you don't need the Chromecast. But it'll just be the option for you. So I mean, but like I said, some people were looking for it and could question why it didn't have Stadia support since it's a Google product. And I gave my thoughts and opinions on that, saying that maybe they haven't put the support in there right now due to there being, compatibility issues that they're working on with the new version of Stadia that they're not releasing for the Chromecast, for the Chromecast Ultra. Maybe they're releasing a version of Stadia, not necessarily 2.0, but just a version of Stadia that works and is optimized for the new Chromecast.
That's what I was wondering.
They're trying to figure that out. So, I mean, but for the thing that the Chromecast does, it's fine to release it now, because Stadia and all of these made by Google, all these type of events, Stadia is not the prominent thing that they'll talk about in that. That's never been a thing. It's always been about their home products, like always. So,
right.
So when they have something for Stadia, they have a Stadia specific thing.
Yeah.
All right.
So Hey, Rav, you've been spitting hot fire. If we had the Hot Fire Award, we gave it to you, Rav. But you've been spitting, man. You had me clapping like a baby seal, man.
I'm gonna have to print one up.
wholeheartedly agree with you, but because I wholeheartedly agree with you doesn't mean that I'm discounting the other people. I'm just focused on the impact, and I'm focused on the bloviating of the impact. When people say, "Oh, that Stadia's doomed," it's dead. Liquefy it, call it, ship it up, call it a day. That's my problem.
I have to push back a little bit in the founders forum because there's a post in there that's like, why did they drop Chromecast support for Stadia? And I'm like, they did not drop Chromecast support for Stadia. Stop it. That's the misinformation. It's like, it's like the new Chromecast will have support for Stadia next year.
Yeah.
So for me, as long as I know that that's coming, I'm fine. I can wait because how I enjoy Stadia now is perfect for me. And then once there's something to upgrade, I'll upgrade to that and we'll be done with it. It is not that serious. Matter of fact, I got my Chromecast ordered and it'll be here Wednesday. And it's gonna sit in the box until the Stadia support comes in and then is activated. And then I'm gonna unbox it, take it out, plug it up, transfer everything over, and then boom, I'm done.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, man, we're going to definitely continue the conversation about all this a little bit later, Rev, man. It was great to be on your show the other day, man. You know how we do things. We want to see, there's so much to talk about when it comes to this. MM knows I was talking to him before the show, but, man, we appreciate you for calling in and everything, man. I want to get to some of this chat right now because people are saying some great things out here, Rev, so I appreciate it. Hey, look, I asked something about something you were saying. You asked a question on Twitter. Did you hear that part when I asked you, when I said something like,
I heard that.
All right. So with the Outcasters mascot thing, real quick before you wrap up, man, like, so you're saying that would be a great game. You think that's, in your opinion, would be a great game for the mascot? And what would make Outcasters a better game than Guilt or whatever that was already before it? That's what I wanted to know from you real quick.
Because Guilt is going to be on other platforms.
Yeah.
So Guild is going to be on other platforms eventually. So that couldn't, that wouldn't qualify it as, like you
that's true. That's true.
You can't play as Chief on PlayStation. You can't play as Mario on Xbox,
See, so, because I don't hear any buzz about it, Rev, I just don't. I keep forgetting that Guild is slated to go on other platforms. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that, man. But you're right. You're absolutely right. That answered my question, bro.
So Outcasters is looking to be that exclusive game for Stadia, and it's a fun, cute platformer, not platformer, but competitive type of game that a lot of people can get engaged with and get behind. Like, I had my initial thoughts on it earlier when they showed it at the Summer Connect. I wasn't too happy about it, but I was like, as the community engagement. And I learned a little bit more about the game. I started to see that, this game could be really, really fun. So, and plus it's got the cute little characters and whatnot, like Fall Guys on the PC, which is killing it, now. And, like it's got the colors, it's got everything that those platformer mascot type of games, with the exception of like Halo, but those mascot type games, and God of War for PlayStation have,
Yeah.
And but they have like Crash Bandicoot, and Ratchet and Clank and stuff like that. So I'm just thinking, like, could this game be that game for Stadia? That was my question. Only got a couple responses out of it. I thought I would get a little bit more, But hey, whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, all right. Well, look. Oh, all right. Hey, look, man, I appreciate you coming through. You know how we do things, man. Everybody that just joined in, Rev, so if you're done, man, I appreciate you for coming on, man. I just want to get to this chat real quick before we wrap later.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, bro.
Go ahead.
Well, I appreciate you.
Guys. I just wanted to come in and give you guys some love, man. I really appreciate what y'all doing.
It, Rev. You
Most
knocked it
definitely,
out.
man.
You knocked it out.
You guys are knocking us out the park, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. It's just the start, man. Sky's the limit. All right, homie.
Yeah, man. I just want to say this real quick because Rev did kill it, man. I'm just sitting there absorbing it, and like, I got chills last week. I got chills again this week. I just want to say this, man. Again, we're not having a different opinion on it and wanting to stick to a carte blanche bucket of facts doesn't mean that we're being dismissive of it. I'm just saying, if we're going to speak holistically about impact, we got to have numbers to back it up. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be mindful, like you were talking about earlier, Storm. If we say, if we're just speaking from our emotion, and we don't have things to back it up, a rich from Review Tech or a CCN, they're not going to sit there and say, "Oh, let me validate what he's saying." All they're going to say is that person is of the Stadia community, and they're saying this. We got our clicks for the week. We're running with this.
And go ahead. I thought you were done. My bad.
We end up doing more harm than good. I know. Look, there are podcasts, Storm, right, that we know of that took. We're talking about this behind the scenes that took our tweets and ran and started making shows. These Google dudes, they're afraid of Amazon now, man. They're all in a tizzy because we're not all in a tizzy. There is a certain sector of the community that is disgruntled about some things, legitimate or not, and I will say that most of it is legitimate. I'm going to for their needs. I'm not going to say anybody's needs should be discounted, but that's not all the community. That's not even most of the community, because the dynamic of the community is changing. But that's not what's being presented out there, because you all that are presenting it in a certain way are bloviating on it. You're putting more into it than it actually is. Stadia is in a serious bad spot. Stadia is in a serious bad way. No, they're not. For that 763 that upvoted that comment on Reddit, if they left today, Stadia got X times more that are coming in tomorrow. That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah, and remember, they knew it was going to take a while, y'all, for everything to pop off the way it's supposed to go before it's firing on all cylinders and all that stuff, man. So it's definitely an interesting take from every angle. I listen to it all. I jump in and I interact. I encourage you all to do the same thing. If we could do it in a respectful way, let's have that conversation, man. So it's time to highlight this chat, man.
Get to the chat.
Yo, if you see,
don't forget Clive too. Clive killed it too.
Yeah, Clive did. Oh, you know we're gonna get Clive, and you pick them out too, man. As I get one, then look for another one, because right now, man, there's so much going on. If you see that blue mod icon, or if your name is blue, that means I made you a moderator. It wasn't accidental. It's kind of like a blue out. You know how we had the blackout? If you've been rocking with us, and I know that you're in this community, and I paid attention to what you've been saying about the platform, and you have given your honest opinions on different things from your take, you could be a moderator on this channel. When you're a moderator on this channel right here, I trust you all. That's why I made you moderators. You could drop your link. If you haven't dropped your link already and you feel like you would like to, drop that, because people will view this in the future. Hopefully, if they like Project Storm and MM2K, they will stop by, and if they like Stadia, they'll come by and they'll check it out. So have your links right there, because people might have heard of you. You know what I mean? They might have seen you out on Twitter saying something, and they might stumble across this video. So feel free, if you haven't already, drop that link. You know what I'm saying? Just don't go crazy and drop your Vegas link, your Vegas trip and all that stuff from last year.
We missed Clive.
Clive. Oh yeah, we're gonna get that. So let's get Clive first then.
Well, no, I mean make him a mod.
Oh, a mod? No, I thought I did. I hit him. I hit Clive up as the moderator now. It says right here. It says because now I don't have I have removed moderator. So it just an update yet, because he hasn't said anything in a minute.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I think that's what it is. So, but let's start with Clive now that we're on it. All right, it's not big impact on Stadia. All right, in the wider world, just the existing Stadia users, as non-Stadia users were not aware. All right. Yep. When it is ready for TV support, the non-Stadia users will be made aware. End of story, I guess.
End of story.
Yeah.
I agree. I would say they're not aware and they do not care. If somebody is looking for Stadia right now, if they were interested by Stadia, they're not coming to Stadia for the same reasons y'all did back in November. They're not coming for all these latest bells and whistles. They could care less if there's a new device, a new Chromecast device that's being supported. They don't care. I'm just telling you, the casual don't care about it. All they see is, it's in a store right now. I can buy it, and if I want to buy another one, I pay another $100, opposed to me buying multiple Xboxes or PlayStations where I got to pay $250, $300. That's how a casual thinks. And like to Clive's point, we can't blur the lines from what we think the 5% to the how the casual thinks the 95%.
Absolutely. And I'll say this right here, man. I had to clarify again, man, because these are our opinions, right? You know, at the same time, we take what everybody says into consideration, man. That's what drives the community. And I'll say this right here now. One thing I had to call out, and it's factual, is MM2K, man, has always been about community first. Community first. I might have an idea. He might hit me up. Storm, wait a minute now. How does that impact the community, though? See, you got to be careful when you spit this right here, Storm. And I'm like, yo, bro, you know what? I never thought about it. So that's something that, hey, look, man, we don't have to harp on it and all that stuff. I told you all, I'm all about the debate. You know what I'm saying? I want to start a show called the something debate or whatever, man, because I would love to have a discussion. Can you imagine we have a discussion and we got Raph and Rock on one side and me and you are on this side, and then Rev and Bibbity is on the other side, and we're all engaged in a deep conversation, man. Don't steal my ideas, y'all. Don't steal my ideas. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, that's something that I've been thinking about, man. I really have. And it's because for the people that can handle those types of conversations, it might be worthwhile for this community, and if not this community, other communities as well.
Storm,
what up?
Before we move on, can I just say one last thing to close this out, if
Go
possible? Ahead. I just want to say this too. Again, all opinions matter, like Storm said, but as pillars of this community, I think something that we got to understand in this literary art that we call community engagement, there's a big difference between not sugarcoating something and then using decisive means of communication.
Yes.
And those that are guilty of that, y'all know who y'all talking about. Now, again, I separate, just so there ain't no mysteries, I separated my brother Chase from that. I think Chase is just trying to have discourse, and he's getting caught in where there's being flames thrown.
Yeah.
But for others, y'all know who I'm talking about. If you are a community pillar and you're working off a platform in the hopes that people will come and listen, whatever it is that you do, and you feel a certain way about a core element of that said community, I feel that we all have a responsibility to be clear on our words and concise and not talking absolutes and unproven notions. Let me give you an example. Again, I said earlier, Tugboat Terry. If Tugboat Terry was sitting there saying, hey, look, people that are mad about the Chromecast Ultra, they need to shut up, they're idiots and all this other stuff, I'm not highlighting Tugboat Terry. I'm not highlighting him on a day that I don't agree with him. I'm not highlighting him on a day that I do agree with him. Why? Because like Storm just said, as a community, it's too divisive. Okay. And we got to take that into consideration, and we got to take the roles that we have in the community, I think, a little bit more seriously. And we can't just sit there and throw a flame and be like, hold on, I was just saying, it don't work that way. Because in the Xbox community, in the PlayStation community, any community, in a Ford community, in the Dodge community, you're going to get checked, period. And that's all I got to say about the matter.
Absolutely, man. And that's all that needs to be said. Like I said, man, we're going to have more of these conversations, man. And I welcome it. I welcome it all. I want to be a part. So if you all are thinking about doing something, I know I joked around about stealing my idea, but man, if you all open a door like that for me to enter, I would like to be there. That's all I'm saying. So for everybody that's dropped y'all links, man, for the people that's going to be watching this, man, we make content on a regular basis. And I mean, some of it is, if not, some of the most fire content that you can find. So if you know about Project Storm, if you don't know about MM2K, if you don't know about Raph Gaming, Clive, Bibbity Bop and Stadia Rev and everybody else that's here, Brian, check us out, because there's so much more to be said, y'all. There's so many things that we don't have the time in the day to talk about, but they will. This is what it's about right here for me. And I stick to that, so you know what type of dude I am. Now, let's get back into it, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. I saw something good from Rap says he knows exactly what you're talking about, man. So we don't make this stuff up. Yeah, we don't make it up. Let's see. It's Christopher Torres, man. He says, exactly, you said it. The best dynamic of the community is changes, right? Enough said, no more, please. Whatever. All right. So no more.
In other words, shut up, Paul.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, not even that. I think he's just saying, enough of that. All right. So let's see. Cloud Stadia.
Let's see what else we got here.
Yeah. Help me out, man.
More than Stadia Rev, I see here says the more than 120 games was an estimate, not an exact number. It also didn't include the games that were already released. Yeah, the exact quote I think Rev was in. Oh man, I gotta find it. It says in 2020 we are tracking.
Yeah, it was.
Games.
Yeah, it was definitely. Tracking.
So to your point, it doesn't mean it didn't say we're going to release 120 games, but it says we're tracking. Now, COVID could have an impact on it. To your point, and it could only be that 110 games were possible, or whatever the case may be. But again, with the advent of Uplay Plus, who knows? But the great point. Go ahead, Storm. I'm sorry. I'm just
no, man. You're right. No, I was just reading. What's going on. Because see, there's so much dialogue back and forth, and I'm trying to catch the beginning of it, and that's the struggle right now for me because it looks like people are having a good conversation, man. Yep. Let's see. Raph, did I touch on this? Because this is one of the big things that I wanted to highlight too. There are so many games being rated at the moment. Do you think we are going to be getting basically we'll get a huge drop of games in time for the 1 year anniversary? And I know I touched on that earlier, but can you touch on that as well?
I think with Uplay Plus, Raph, I think Uplay Plus that, and this is a guesstimate. I'm not saying this. I have strong convictions on it, but I am hopeful, and I do believe. I put my money on that Uplay Plus is going to get us close to the 120 because I'm expecting Uplay Plus to have anywhere between 40 and 50. Now I could be eating a big old L sandwich on this, but that's my thoughts. Uplay Plus will have 40 to 50 games in it, and it's coming before the end of the year.
And here's a house shaker right here from Rock, man. None other than the homie, the brother, Rock, man. Rock? Instrumental, man, in a lot of different ways. I always like to highlight it, man. I have no problem spending $30 per month on Stadia, Luna, PS Now, Game Pass. Where's the downside? Now, Rock, that's perfect for this channel, man. I'm glad you put that there because my channel, one thing about Project Storm, man, I call myself the eclectic gamer, right? Because I don't want to fanboy it at all. I don't want to be a part of that. I would hate to be an Xbox gamer and have the door slammed on me when I go to PlayStation. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they just want, they don't want to accept me and I can't get in. Like I would hate to be a Stadia gamer and then I can't try Luna because if I do, my credibility and everything is shot, right? So I think it's simple this way, Rock. What you think, MM? What do you think? We talk about it all the time, man. What do you think?
No, I agree. Yeah, look, you play what you like, and then we're reaching into a plateau to where several years from now, when gaming starts to separate itself from boxes and you're paying $10, $15 a month, it's going to be the norm for every gamer to be able to access more than one platform. And that's the beauty of all this, is that, like for instance, Stadia, with its a la carte purchases and its AAA content a la carte, working to get that day and date, that's a great option. Luna, when it releases, if they could go to a THQ and bundle in a whole bunch of games or all the, whatever the Square Enix games, that's the great option. Why can't I have both? At $25 a month, I can have both. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Opposed to fronting up $500 and, then being limited on where I got to play because of a box. So that's the thing. What Storm is saying, what Rock has alluded to, that is perfect. We got to get out of this. I got to hold a flag for something. It's okay to have a preference and to speak on that preference to let the industry know what you like. But again, when holding these flags for these companies that are not giving us a check, to me is foolish.
Right. So, Romello Thomas, man, shout out to the homie, man. He said something right here that made me think about that story I told months ago about how I got the 11-year-old, his PlayStation actually broke, y'all. So his mom called me and said, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, what can I said, she said, I see that this Google thing is what she called it. This Google thing is on sale right now for $100.
Yep.
I said, you know what? It's absolutely a great deal. There's games like Destiny 2 and Guilt and other games that he might enjoy on the platform. It's free to try right now. You could try it out. She said, no, at that price point, I'm just going to buy it for him. Romello says $500 is too much, referring to either one of the consoles, the big boys, the big dogs. This is the real world right here, MM, that you talk about so much, man, when it comes to the value proposition of Stadia. $500 is a lot to a lot of people. And then if you spend $299, Like Chase and I had this conversation. We talked about it, right? And I was like, because I'm thinking now, conversation makes you think, dialogue gets you thinking. So I said, damn, $299. But me, Project Storm, knowing that I like to have Call of Duty, 2K, Madden, PUBG, Doom, and everything else on my console ready to go at the push of a button, I got to buy that damn external SSD. I mean, that SSD edition.
Yep.
Now, I don't have to do that, but then I can always transport my games from a HDD that I already have over to the SSD or whatever on the Series X, for example, or the PlayStation. But then I'm like, why would I go through that? That's kind of inconvenient. I want to jump into the game and just play it. And then I see something like Stadia out here, and I'm like, man, how? Why won't that make sense to Project Storm to jump into it? And I see Romello, I know we had this conversation in the chat before, man. I know what you're thinking because he's a young gamer, MM. He's a young gamer that don't have the money to throw out there at things like a new platform or new gaming console. So, man, that's just crazy right there. I had to highlight that.
Absolutely.
Let's see. You see anything else? We got time for a couple more before we wrap up, man. Because this has been a good one right here.
I think everybody was piping hot for the discussion we had earlier. I mean, I think everybody likes it. And Romella's like my son, though. I will say this because he likes Ghost Recon, and my son wanted Ghost Recon too. I would say that I think Ghost Recon is full price right now. But Romella, if I'm you, because I like it too, wait for it to come to Uplay Plus.
Hey, yo.
Hopefully it comes in November.
Hey. MM2K, y'all. See, I did some research. I did some research on this brother right here. I hit the Spygate on him real quick. He don't even know it. But I see he's been dabbling in 4K content. You know what I'm saying? And Rick Tone says I got a 4K capture card today. Hey, so watch out, y'all. Hey, look, Rock, myself, Stadia Mania, Lee, we all had this conversation. Daz, hey, look, man, bring it. Bring it out. The people need it, y'all. But I will challenge y'all. Make sure you got your settings right because Project Storm is going to turn up on y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I welcome it, man. It makes Stadia content more beautiful for so many millions of people that might stumble across it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I am not one of those selfish dudes. I help people because if I need help, I know how it feels, man. I had to go out there to, an unknown source had to help me with my issues, and I spent hours behind the scene. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna be me and MM. Hey, I know we were supposed to be talking about some Patreon. We didn't talk about Monday. What's gonna happen real quick on Mondays, man? Or what you thinking about? Yeah,
Monday we got a new initiative for all of our Patreon members, and we want to thank you. So look, man, I'll be wanting to cry sometimes, man. I ain't gonna front for the support that you guys are showing us on the Patreon. Y'all are loving the Lyrics to Go segments. That's the segments where I go on my walks in the day because I do them every morning, get my coffee, and I give you my thoughts on the latest gaming. Some of it is like all gaming. Some of it is just Stadia specific, but you got to be part of the Patreon in order to hear it. Now, here's the thing. If you want to hear everything, your best bet, if you're listening to this program, is to become a Stadia War Room member. All that takes is $3 a month. Now you can get some of our general content for $1, but what me and Storm is talking to is that I believe for the general consumers, we'll let you know. Every Monday we're going to be doing gameplays. We're going to be doing gameplays every Monday, serious ones like we did with Risk of Rain, and you can see that now in the PNTS Patreon. We're going to be doing gameplays every Monday, intense ones. So definitely more to come on that. Definitely check it out. Become part of the PNTS Patreon family. Thank y'all for the growing numbers. We love y'all. We can't do this without y'all. And there's more to come, definitely. And I'm gonna drop a link to it in the chat.
Drop that link, man. And hey, so we will be talking about where people can find you real quick. And first of all, before we do that, man, Heath Stevens in the building. You know what I'm saying? Heath Stevens in the building, man. We had Shake Capo, Heath Stevens, man. Cold Blood. I don't know where Cold Blood is. You might have to hit him up, man. Yeah, it's good to see these guys every time, man. So with that being said, what do you have cooking, man, in the near future? Like anything special, anything that you want to plug?
I'm gonna, like I said, like I've alluded, and we've been laying the groundwork for a lot of things. We still, Storm, we still got a big surprise coming. But
we do. I know.
Man,
I know, man.
Look,
I hope they're ready for it.
I don't think we're changing the game. Because we're changing it, like how we talked about the new hashtag, the new dynamic of the Stadia community. We're about to bring a new dynamic to the podcast community. Y'all ain't even ready.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Don't tell you already told them too much, man. Come on, man.
I already said to goddamn it, Storm. I know. I said too much.
Where can the people find you, man?
You can find me at Stadia Dosage. And starting Monday, I'm going to be going back to Monday through Friday content on Stadia Dosage every day. I know I was splicing it up, but I'm doing it every day again. We back at it, baby. Monday through Friday, you're going to get a Stadia Dosage video, except on Thursdays where it's going to be SSC podcast. So you can find me at Stadia Dosage. Hold on, I got to look it up now because I had to make it a brand account.
I feel you, man. I feel you. So many things, man.
Oh, no, it still is. It's Stadia Dosage. On YouTube, but still go to Stadia Dosage at youtube.com/Stadia Dosage.
Yeah, because I see Stadia Dosage ENT, man. Can you tell me what that's about?
Yeah. Okay. Well, what happened was, in order for me to use my MM2K account where I bought all my games for Stadia and send it to the Stadia Dosage platform, the Stadia Dosage channel, I had to make Stadia Dosage a brand account. Go look it up on YouTube what that is. I had to make it a brand account. So I wouldn't confuse myself from the brand account and the old account during the process because it's rather sensitive and I could have deleted my whole channel. No.
Yeah. All right.
I had to call this Stadia Dosage Entertainment. And I like the sound of it, so I'm just keep it that way.
Hey, Chase just joined, man. What's going on? If you run the script, Chase, we probably said Chase about 100 times a day, man. So go back and check it out when you get a chance, man. Get a cup of coffee or get that proper out later on this evening, man. Yeah. But it's good to see you.
If Brian left the city, go check it out.
Yeah, straight up. So, I mean, plug that channel. Hey, drop your link, Chase. I made everybody a mod, man. Drop that link so people know where to find the content because we keep talking about the Stadia Saturday evolution and Stadia Saturday. I mean, Saturdays will never be the same and all that, but people need to know where they can find you at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time every Saturday. All right.
Absolutely.
So, with that, man, I mean, I'll be doing the Ying Meets Yang of Gaming podcast, man. Zajic stopped by and so many other people stopped by last Sunday. And Zajic stayed the whole time, man. He said that after the show that he really enjoyed it. I mean, it's a nice, small, it's kind of like being in a jazz club and the music is all warm and fuzzy and everything. The vibe is just nice. The lighting is right. It's like one of those podcasts, y'all. Me and Snow Bunny Gaming, man. Snow Bunny Gaming. We get together and we talk all things gaming. You know what I'm saying? So that's Sunday at 6 Eastern time on Snow Bunny Gaming here on YouTube. Check that out. Record that. And we hope to see y'all there. But other than that, man, just the usual stuff. We got the shit, man. I do so much MM2K. I don't even know. But Thursdays we had SSC podcast with MM2K, and of course every Saturday at noon SML kicks off. Next Saturday we'll be on Stadia Dosage YouTube channel. So don't forget to stop by there. We look forward to seeing you all the new moderators. You know what I'm saying? If all of you can't make it, at least some of you will be there. So much love and respect to everybody. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up unless you had one more thing to do.
No, man. Hashtag Saturday, Stadia Saturday Evolution. You know
all right. All right. There it is. All right, people. So go ahead and get some food. Let's play some Stadia games and have fun or wherever you're gonna game at today. Let's make it a good one, y'all. Peace out.
Peace.